Tuning your human biofield. Meatball. I lost my poor meatball. It fell on the floor. Tuning your biofield is nothing I love more. Hello, Collective. It's me, Patience, your favorite psychic spirit medium, host of Spirit News on Spotify, where we teach you about your non physical energy with my very own spirit team, the Guild of the Golden Triangle. I am so happy to be here with you, being of service in this very unique way, co creating, being master manifestors of the universe, co creating with you in this very unique way. We are so excited. 144 on the clock. Yeah. I am so grateful for everything I have. I am happy right now. I have everything I need. I'm truly favored and highly blessed, and everything works out for me. And we love you so much. We want you to know you are supported. You are never alone. We are here for you. We, Spirit just said, weed. I ain't no weed. I don't smoke no more. I am a clear vessel, a clear conduit for Holy Divine Spirit. I don't do any drugs except for caffeine, if you want to count that. I love it though. We're here with another message. I'm so excited. Oh, Spirit said documents, weed, and seance. Is there someone doing weed having seances? I don't recommend that. We do not recommend you have seances, especially when you do not have a clear field to 144,000 hertz where you can distinguish or discern energy. We don't recommend you do seances. Ouija boards, divination. Just put the divination down, okay? Put it down. Listen, we are a childhood psychic. We were born this way. We were born with a thinner veil. We repressed our God-given gifts up until about 4 or 5 years ago, where we have documented our psychic development journey and our ascension journey on TikTok. And you can find all of our socials in the description bar. We would love to have you. Please come by. Come by. Feel the love. Get some healing. We welcome all and reject none. And we want to say we're so grateful for the opportunity to be here. We are so grateful for the likes, comments, shares, subscribes, the donations, the emails of confirmation. We are so happy to be here for you. And we want you to know that always. Always in our hearts, unconditional love for you. If you like what you're watching and you want to see more, please, Spirit said trustworthiness. Please hit the like, comment, share, subscribe. Lady of Light, hello. I am so wonderful. Everything works out for me. I hope all is well with you. I send you love and blessings tenfold from me and Spirit. We love you. Thank you for being here. We've missed you. We hope all is well. And we're here with another psychic development read. I've been guided by my spirit team to use this platform as a way to learn how to read energy because, like I said, we repressed our psychic abilities. They were activated through some traumatic incidences spontaneously, and I was guided. I trusted my guidance I was getting, my intuitive hits that I was getting from my spirit team and my ancestors, my grandmother. What up, Jay? Thanks for being here. Oh, good for you. Well, you know what they say, rejection's God protection is God's protection. So that's great. Isolation, or what we like to say is hermit mode. Good for you. That's excellent. I'd love to talk about it sometime. Email me. We'll catch up. So it was spontaneously activated through traumatic incidents, which we're finding that a lot of people are becoming spontaneously activated with their own psychic gifts, because here we believe Spirit has told me that everybody's psychic. Everybody's psychic. Everybody's had an intuitive hit where they knew they shouldn't talk to someone, or they knew someone was going to call or text them, and then they do. Those are all forms of psychicness, which psychic is a word we've labeled our non-physical energy. That is the mechanism in which we pick up on those non-physical intuitive hits. So we're using this platform through the guidance of my spirit team to learn how to read energy. What we're finding is that energy is not scripted, it's not linear, it's fluid, it's symbolic, it's more like emotions, it's more feeling. And so we're learning how to trust and use those feelings and those emotions and those images we get to see what happens, to see what stories unfold, to see what knowledge or wisdom spirit wants to impart to us. So it's also fluid. Like I said, it can be past, present, or future. It can be an alternate timeline. It could be a past life. It could be an Akashic record. Whatever it is, whatever we're tapping into, we're here with spirit, so we're protected. And that's why, I don't know why, I mean, spirit said seance. We don't recommend that if you do not have your discernment well established, if you haven't learned about energy, if you have an unclear field and you have some wounds you need to heal, we do not recommend that, and through spirit has told me that we do not recommend that you do seances, that you do divination, that you do Ouija boards, that you commune with interdimensional beings, probably because you're going to attract what you're vibrating at. And if you don't understand your vibrational stance and it is lower than 144,000 hertz, you will attract the energies that match where you're at now. And if you're not able to discern what those energies are because your own vibrational stance is low, you're not going to be able to distinguish what entities or energies are coming to you that are good or bad. Spirit just said psychic. Psychic. Psychic figure. I'm a psychic figure, I guess. So you don't know if they're trustworthy. And Spirit said, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Paul. I really appreciate that. You're real to me, and I'm so grateful to have you here. So, Spirit has always said and wanted us to tell you guys, to educate you guys, to help you understand energy in this way, because there's lots of people in the collective that consider themselves spiritual, but really that's their ego, and they cannot discern or differentiate between their ego and between divine guidance. And it took, and I'm still learning, and when I first started, that was a big hurdle for me. How do I know when it's me, and how do I know when it's spirit? How do I know when it's divine guidance? How do I know if it is a good spirit or a bad spirit? And when you become more psychic, which everyone will be doing as we go closer to the sun, as we move closer to the sun, we will all be, there's gonna, and probably not in the next year or two, probably like, generations moving forward, they're going to be more telepathic, they're going to be more empathetic, they're going to have more psychic abilities. So that's why a lot of people are feeling frazzled in this time, because they're being forced to look at things that they're not looking at, okay, that are diminishing or limiting the amount of guidance they're able to get to be able to find alignment. So that's what we're here to do, to help you navigate these times. But we don't recommend you do divination unless you understand and have the gift of discernment, which everybody has. We did make an episode on Spirit News podcast on Spotify, the latest episode, episode number 16. If you want to check that out, it's called The Art of Discernment. And it's just a channeled message about where to start, how to start understanding your own, how it speaks to you, because it speaks to everybody differently. How it speaks to me, or how I trust my own, will not be the same for you. So not to do it just like us, but to show you that it's being done and to activate something within you. So Spirit did start off by saying seance, weed, and trustworthiness. You especially should not be doing divination, seances, Ouija boards, stuff like that on any kind of elevator of substances. No, because the minute you put something artificial into your body, not artificial, but to make you feel to make you feel elevated for a short amount of time. You're altering your chemistry, and you're making yourself more susceptible to lower astral energy that could take advantage of you, and you won't be able to know if they're trustworthy. But if you if you're still in your ego and you're trying to, do it for the clout or to show off or to prove something, those are all very selfish reasons to connect with spirit. Spirit's not here for your ego. 11, 11, 11. Spirit's not here to boost your ego. Spirit's here to guide you towards your true self, towards your north node, towards your path, your soul's path. And I can guarantee you 100% that showing off and getting views, getting likes with psychic abilities is not it. Okay, that's not what psychic abilities are for. Okay, so we did open up to a little prayer, little office of the Blessed Mary, which is actually funny that we're talking about this, because listen to this. Who among you is wise and understanding? Question mark. Let him show his works by a good life in the humility that comes from wisdom. That's an excellent way to discern if someone in front of you who is presenting themselves as a spiritualist is actually a true spiritualist that's actually in divine energy, communing with divine energy, is the life they're living. The life they're living. If there's someone living a life who calls themselves 11, who calls themselves a spiritualist, and they don't do the right thing, they lie, they cheat, they are living in squalor, they're not clean, they don't take care of their body. Yeah, I could go on. That's probably not someone in divine energy. They're probably pretending. So let him show his works by a good life in the humility that comes from wisdom. But if you have bitter jealousy and selfish ambition in your hearts, do not boast and be false to the truth. Wisdom of this kind does not come down from above, but it is earthly, unspiritual, and demonic. For where jealousy and selfish ambition exist, there is disorder and every foul practice. But the wisdom from above is first of all pure, then peaceable, gentle, compliant, full of mercy and good fruits, without inconstancy or insincerity. And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace for those who cultivate peace. I love that. So this is say a prayer. I just said a prayer. Oh, come through, Spirit. We will know them by their fruit. Yes, amen. So what God is saying, what Spirit's saying, is that if there's someone who's claiming to be spiritual and full of wisdom is in disorder, they don't have a daily practice of prayer, they don't bring peace, they're full of Spirit just said evil, they're full of drama, they're always insincere, you never know if they're telling the truth, or if they're hanging out with people that they're doing drugs and alcohol, probably not going to be someone walking in divine energy, not a true spiritualist. That is someone who's false, who's a false person, because anybody who's walking in divine energy is going to be taking care of their temple. They're going to want a clean vessel, they're going to want a clean environment, they're going to be very calm, they're going to not be reactive, they're going to be responsive, they're not going to be overly emotional, they're going to know how to find joy, they're going to be diplomatic, they're going to have a good life, their life and their actions are going to show you who they are. So there's somebody here who's claiming to be spiritual, but they're in their ego. They don't have wisdom that comes from above. They have earthly. They claim to have wisdom, but it's earthly. It's unspiritual and demonic. It says it right here. This is, by the way, James 3:13. They have selfish ambitions and they have the spirit of jealousy. They have a foul practice, which they're in disorder and have a foul practice, which could mean, I know for myself what Spirit's teaching me is to have divine energy, you have to have a pure practice of prayer, of relationship with Spirit, of giving thanks and gratitude and saying your prayers and keeping your field clear and keeping your thoughts clear and staying in joy and and maintaining peace at all times, no matter what's going on externally. This person doesn't practice, they have a foul practice. So they don't practice hygiene, they don't practice maintaining their thoughts or emotions, they don't pray, they don't do the things that are required to keep a clear field energetically. Okay, so that makes them susceptible to any Spirit just said bar rooms. They could have an alcohol problem, so that makes them susceptible to any lower astral entities that want to come through and say what's up. Okay, but this person will take any spiritual experience as something that gives them some kind of power or ambition above somebody else. Okay. Oh, thank you, Paul. I'm so happy. Good morning, Aaron. Thank you for being here. Spirit said to explore the numbers. Oh, they said wrong. I guess they're not talking to you. Talking to who we're going to be talking about. I see numbers all the time. I see 144, 111, 444, 888, 222. I see those all the time. Yeah, so someone here is pretending to be a spiritualist, but they're actually could be evil, selfish, and demonic, and jealous. Okay. Let's do a song. Let's do a song. Spirit, please give us a song to tell us another clue for what you'd like us to know. Thank you so much. We'll do 4, since I said 4. All right. Listen to this. He ain't a man. Sure as hell ain't honest. My boy's being sus, and he don't know how to cuss. He just sounds like he's trying to be his father. My boy's a ugly crier, but he's such a pretty liar. He said he'd change. Don't love me like you promised. Confirmation. He ain't a man, sure as hell ain't honest. Alright, dude, go trip over a knife. Don't love me like you promised. He ain't a man, sure as hell ain't honest. You want me to be yours? Well, then you gotta be mine. But if you want a good girl, then goodbye. You want me to be yours? Well, then you gotta be mine. Yeah, so this person's a liar. This person could be crying, ugly crying right now because they've been lying about being a spiritualist, but they're a suspect. My boy's being sus and he don't know how to cuss. He sounds like he's just trying to be his father. He could have a father wound. Maybe he didn't grow up with a father, or okay, sorry, I said false. He ain't a man, or maybe he is a father. Maybe he's a baby daddy. I don't know. I gotta take it as it resonates. He ain't a man, sure as hell ain't honest. Don't love me like he promised. My boy's being sus. He don't know how to cuss. Okay. So I think this has to do with this spiritualist, this false spiritualist. All right. Spirit, Tell me more. So tell me why he's being a false spiritualist. Let's look in the dream recorder. Thank you so much, Holy Divine Spirit. I am so grateful for the messages. Please give us another clue. Why is he being a false spiritualist? Clothes. Oh, this reminds me of the Emperor's New Clothes. Right? The Emperor's New Clothes. Everything artsy. Gonna get a woo woo. Amen. So, the Emperor's New Clothes. Synopsis of the Emperor's New Clothes. The Emperor's New Clothes is a fairy tale by Hans Christian Andersen about a vain emperor who is obsessed with new clothes and spends his money on them at the expense of state matters. So this is somebody who's vain. The emperor gets taken advantage of when two weavers tell him that they can create fabric that will reveal anyone unfit or too stupid for the role. Damn. A situation in which most people praise or seem to believe something that is false or has no value because they are afraid to go against the general opinion. It's best to trust oneself and be honest. Speak up for the truth and what is right. Close. So this person, hold on, I feel something. I feel a presence. I like the smoothness hair. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. This is, if you're a girl, when your hair's dirty for like the 5th day and you just gotta pull it back. That's this. My slick back. Any negative energy trying to impart themselves on this reading must leave immediately. Thank you. So this false spiritualist, nobody wanted to tell this false spiritualist that they're a liar, but they kind of know. They kind of know that they're a liar, but everybody was too afraid to speak up for the truth and what's right. Nobody trusted their own intuition when it came to this person who was pretending to be a false spiritualist who does seances, 1990s, who does seances on drugs. This person may perform seances on drugs. They're very superficial. Clothing is often an outward expression of how we wish to be seen by others and can indicate status, whether actual or apparent. Dressing casually in a dream when you normally wear formal clothes suggests an unrealized desire to relax a little and take some time away from the constraints of waking life. Uncharacteristically, fine or flamboyant dream attire may reflect a subconscious wish to be noticed or admired. It's plain to see. It's plain as day. Okay? This person used spirituality as a way to be noticed and admired. Okay? So they would get high and then they go with their friends in like some kind of party setting or something. And because there's some drinks right here. They possibly even do alcohol. I'm telling you, if you're taking any kind of substances, including alcohol, and then performing spiritual acts, that's not going to be good, okay? This person they wanted to be noticed and admired, and people were too afraid to go against them and to tell them that they were false. Because they wanted to be, because they were false. Spirit just said false. Because they were false spiritualists and people were too afraid. Why were people too afraid? Why were they afraid of this person? Why were they afraid to tell this person they're full of it? Blood. Blood, heart, menstrual blood, skin? They were afraid of this person because of some powerful image that they may be in danger of their life if they were to say anything. Blood brothers. Blood ties. Blood is thicker than water. Family. Huh. So for a couple reasons, they were whoever was there. I don't know how many people there were. Okay, thank you. There was a group of people, we'll say, that had a spiritual leader. They were like blood brothers. They were all very close, maybe best friends or something. They feared this person because this person had a powerful image, and there's something that they did that made them think their life would have been in danger if they were to say anything or deflect their importance. They found it instinctively troubling. It instinctively means intuitively. They knew that saying something would put spotlight on them and could possibly put their life in danger, or their psychological well-being, their psychological condition. So that's why they were afraid. Oh, listen to this. Vampires or ghouls. It may be a form of role play. Oh my gosh, these are some kind of vampires and ghouls? Energetically, maybe? Spirit said employment. Oh, this person's job is a spiritual job. They could possibly use blood or something to control people, to control people's health, people's psychological conditions, people's organs, people's physical bodies through some kind of energy manipulation. That's why they were afraid of them. They didn't want this to get done to them because they deliberately harm other people for their own reputation, or they have a reputation for deliberately harming others. That's horrible. They feared that distress wouldn't be able to be reversed for them, and they didn't want to embarrass this person because of fear of deliberate harm to them through some kind of energy manipulation. Wow. So this false spiritualist holds seances. They don't protect themselves. They don't do any kind of protective barriers. Thank you, Spirit. They don't protect themselves or their auric field. They don't keep their auric field clear, which makes them susceptible to bodily, I was going to say possess, but it says process. Possession. They could be possessed. They focus on other people instead of themselves. They've taken literally some kind of there's something that happened that they're overly sensitive to criticism, And there's something that they took literally when it had to do with a warning about their health. They were blundering through life oblivious to the feelings or sensitivities of others. They could be ignoring some kind of physical illness that they are compromised in, some kind of disease or something that's happening to their skin that they're ignoring because of something they did. They're beginning to become physically ill. So the reason why people don't say anything to this person, to the emperor, about them being a false spiritualist is because they're claiming to be some kind, their employment, they actually like get paid to do like some kind of spells or something where they, it says, deliberately harm other people, and they have a reputation for doing this. They're like a vampire or something. There's some kind of energy vampire. People know this about this person, and they've seen this person cause psychological damage, and particular physical illness to people. They've witnessed this. This is something they get paid to do, that these people have witnessed them doing, and so they're afraid to say anything because they might do it to them. Okay, that's horrible. All right. So this person this person has dibble dabbled in seances, but they have not transmuted their dark side. They have addictions. They're operating in their south node where they're in need of validation outside of themselves. They want to have people praise them, to look at them like some kind of leader, like some kind of person of authority through the spiritual practices that they have that they actually are not ordained to perform, and do not have a clear field to perform these seances and rituals that they're doing. But people have witnessed this person send energy manipulation to people and actually cause some kind of bodily harm to people. So the song said that my boy's a liar. He's not honest, don't love me like he promised. He's such a pretty little liar. This could be a very attractive person. Somebody who could be like a playboy or something. Spirit, why? What's going on with this person now? What's going on with this person now? Well, what do you want us to know? What else do you want us to know about this person? We'll look in shamanism. Describing your ex-girlfriend? Wow, she would tell people she can see spirits, but she was not nowhere near as good as you. Oh, thank you. All right, Spirit, give us another clue. What do you want us to know? Protecting the community. Protecting the community. Shamans and clients. This person claims to be a shaman. This person may be claiming to be some kind of shaman for the community, where they're here to protect the community, some kind of small society that they have talked into believing, or it says, or forcing, it says community soul force. They may have forced a group of people to perform some kind of ritual that these people didn't actually want to do, but they didn't listen to their inner guidance when it came to this person because they were in fear of this person, because they didn't want what this person does to other people to be done to them. This person may claim to be some kind of reincarnated person. Yeah, yeah. They said that they're a reincarnated version of some inherent soul of a shaman, and that's how they talk to these people. They say that they talk to their ancestors, and they say that this is their birthright and only they can do certain things to a community of people. But the thing is this person has aggression. They have a spirit of anger and of jealousy, and they're lacking in many other structures in their life that they would need in order to be a conduit of divine spirit. They're lacking highly formalized social structure and strong chieftainship. They're lacking that. They're not a leader. They have addictions, and they have anger issues, and they have aggression. They they don't know how to be out of conflict. They create conflict. They're actually receiving a lot of misfortune right now, certain, and illness, because they've been playing with the magical arts. And now they're being dragged under by an anaconda sent by a hostile shaman. They're drowning. They're a hostile shaman. Wow. The power to heal depends on the power to kill. They could have possibly used the dark arts to harm people. And they could have possibly talked or forced this group of people to help them do it, because they have aggression towards somebody. There's somebody that they consider an enemy, somebody who's patient, somebody who has mutual recognition. This is some kind of what's that word? Um oh my gosh, competitor or something against another shaman. They want to annihilate they wanted to annihilate someone's who has mutual recognition. You know what? Let me just say right now that you can be, hello Zara, you can be a healer. I can be a healer. Everyone can be a shaman, but you can't be a shaman if you're literally practicing the dark arts. That is not what shamanism is about. You cannot say to everybody, a community, that you're some reincarnated chieftain from your ancestors here to protect the community when you're literally taking people's lives and you're acting out of aggression and your emotions and you have addictions, and like, that's the opposite of what a shaman is. This person is acting impulsively towards somebody who has mutual recognition, somebody who's in the same profession as them, somebody who possesses an identical kind of skill, but they're aggressive and the other one's patient. This person is actually unreliable and has started some kind of enemy magic projectile sent to an enemy who is patient but the projectile was sent back to them. But the patient was healed. The patient person is healed, is somebody who has healed a lot of their wounds. So whatever magic projectile, it says it right here, they sent out was sent back to them. Projectile back to its center. That's why, that's what's going on with this person. This person is extracting splinters of bone because they came against another fellow shaman that has extraordinary powers and serves the collective. Wow, a rival. They consider this patient shaman a rival and sent a magic projectile arrow to them that was returned to sender because whatever the arrow was sent with was not a vibrational match to the patient shaman. Okay. Okay. The shaman avoided the shaman avoided attack because the patient shaman avoided a magic arrow that was sent to them to destroy them, to annihilate them, it says, but it was returned to sender and it actually hit back to the shaman because of their refusal to heal. Wow. Come through, spirit. These are the roles of the healer and the sorcerer. Shit. Many traditional societies see sorcery as integrally related to healing, but in other societies, the roles of healer and sorcerer are very distinguished. Yes, one of these people says they're a shaman, but they're actually a sorcerer. And they are jealous, like the prayer said, of somebody who's an actual healer, an actual shaman who is healed or who is healing or something. They're perverting the healing of a shaman. The sorcerer is inverting and perverting. A spirit said he will not. Because the sorcerer is inverting and perverting the healing of a shaman and claiming that they are a shaman that receives visions that steer him exclusively towards good actions, but that's not true. Because behind the scenes, what they're doing is doing seances high and on alcohol and sending, what was the word? Sending magic projectile arrows for annihilation towards a healer who has who's oh they're sending arrows to affect the healer's social group and psychology. They're concerned though because this shaman has morality with the community, or the community know them as having morality. Bettered. This upsets the sorcerer. This sorcerer has done forbidden things against a healer and has done many things to isolate. Lady of Light, didn't you say you're in isolation? They've done many things to isolate you from your family, from your support system. They've done forbidden things to your psychological state. the sorcerer's spirit can never have enough victims to feed on confirmation and eventually turn on and consume the other people. This is interpreted as moral justice. The spirits are evil, but the result is good. The fire has blown back on him. That's the way they justify what they do. Who is this?
I don't know.
I don't know. This person is only started this spiritual path, and it's not a shaman's path, it's a sorcerer's path. They use dark magic or the magical arts to use against people, and they've targeted a actual healer who walks in divine energy, who's an actual shaman who receives visions from their ancestors. They claim to do that, but they've perverted and inverted themselves so that what they're receiving is not divine. They're mentally ill. Our shaman's mentally ill. This one is because he's not an actual shaman, he's a sorcerer. There's a distinction. This person is telling people that they're a shaman, but they're really a sorcerer. They practice black magic, and they sent some kind of magical arrow to an actual shaman that has the same, I don't know, they do the same thing. And it was to make the patient shaman it was to give them some kind of psychological break, to show some kind of madness or schizophrenic break or something like that.
Owner.
But because person owner went back to the owner, because they don't know about energy. They're just some kind of Google, kitchen, they're just Googling how to do things, late night on their laptop, and then getting the group together and saying, a spirit told me to do this. My ancestors told me to do this. I had a vision. And to do this to this person because this person's evil. And then they all say, oh, okay, because they're afraid of this person. And they all, with a group effort, definitely with a group effort, send energy manipulation to an actual healer. But this says that the healer isn't mentally ill, it's this person. So whatever they projected out to a healer got returned back to them, to the owner who sent it, returned to sender to the owner. And so now they're in terror because they're having a schizophrenic break. They're having madness. They experimented with psychedelic drugs, had a seance to send some kind of psychological magical arrow to a healer who didn't match it vibrationally. You cannot send out negative energy to someone that doesn't match it. If that person was in their south node like this person and they were matching energy, sure, maybe it would have worked. But the patient shaman has healed. Spirit said this is a nightmare. And so now this sorcerer can't concentrate. They're scattered. They're losing control. They're losing their own state of mind. They could be in a state of schizophrenia. This sorcerer may be autistic or have some kind of, or they're becoming autistic or something. Everyone around them is starting to see their strange behavior, and they're always trying to get into a state of trance through some kind of drugs or substances to be in a fantasy state. They're always, and they're some kind of pathological liar. Wow. This person, this person's losing control. They're having mental disturbances. Uh, it's really not funny. They're literally going mad. They're going psychotic. They're on the brink of the abyss. I feel really bad for them. They shouldn't have done that. Why would you want to do that to somebody?
No energy.
Why would you, not even just to someone who's a healer, just anybody. There is enough, Spirit says there's enough to go around for everyone, for everyone. Everyone can have abundance. This universe is an abundant universe. It wants to give everyone what is meant for them. But this isn't the way to do it. This isn't the way to do it. You don't dibble dabble in spiritual practices for fame and fortune, to be adored, to be praised like some kind of god. You don't use it to control people and to hurt people. This person got jealous because they came across somebody who's in the same field as them and decided to talk a group of people into doing this, because this group of people is so afraid of them because they've witnessed this person go into trance and do seances and do things to people energetically. There's enough to go around, you guys. This reminds me of, I wore makeup today because I actually am a makeup artist, and sometimes it used to be so fun for me. I used to wear makeup every single day. When I worked at Sephora, I wore it every day, and it was fun. I thought it was so much fun. And then towards the end, after I worked at Sephora for 12 years. I've been a makeup artist for 19 years. After 12 years of service to Sephora and helping people, which I'm so grateful for because I got to connect with a lot of people, there's lots of competition in that field, in the field of beauty. And and it feels really similar to this situation. A secret competition against somebody who didn't even know they were in competition, who should have been asking if that person was so drawn to shamanism and wanted to, I don't know if they were drawn to shamanism or they just liked people looking up to them, but these people didn't look up to them, they feared them. So they came across somebody who is an actual shaman and got jealous because they're not actually a shaman, okay, and decided to be in competition with them. It's not a competition. Anybody can do anything they want and be abundant at it. But you have to believe you can. If you're not healing or doing the work to clear your field, to get to a place of worthiness and self-love where 1900s, where you know that you're worthy of anything that you desire, then you will not receive what you desire. This person, everybody can be a shaman if they want. There can be multiple shamans, and the people who need your kind of healing will be drawn to you. There'll be so many people who are drawn to you that you do not have to chase. You do not have to chase. What is meant for you will come. There can be 10 makeup artists in one place. There doesn't have to be one supreme godly makeup artist, okay? Everyone has different styles, everyone has different techniques, different personalities. You will get the people who want your kind of makeup. They'll come to you because you provide the kind of makeup they want. And the same for anything. There doesn't have to be
Two.
one makeup artist, okay? Okay? And that goes for anything you do. Whatever you do, there can be more than one. So, this person was not ready to be doing spiritual practices. So they cheated. They took a shortcut because they wanted everyone to view them as some kind of professional, spiritual, godly being. If you want people to praise and adore you and you're seeking validation outside of yourself, take that as a sign that that is not it. That's not it. When you get the gift of discernment or a psychic gift or the ability to speak to divine energy or to your ancestors, that is a gift. It's not to be taken lightly, and it's not for you to use it against people or to hurt them or to control them or to dominate them. That's not what it's for. It's to be of service. It's to help others who cannot see what you see, to connect them, to heal them, to help activate healing within them. This person did all of this just to look cool.
Smell.
They did this to look cool. That's the only thing, for the clout. Chasing the clout because they're insecure. This person's insecure for whatever reason. I don't know, some kind of father wound. Oh my gosh, thank you, Paul. Thank you. She was the first love. I met her when I was 16. She was 21. Spent 23 years of my life with her. Wow. I'm not out to hurt people. I've spent the majority of my lifetime bringing people together. I love that. Oh, thank you, Paul. Thank you for being here. I'm so happy to have you as part of our soul family. Well, listen, let's help this person, okay? If this person's watching, you took the wrong road. You didn't, you just, you just kind of, we're going to redirect you. We're going to redirect you to the right path because this wasn't it. Okay, this wasn't it. Okay. Spirit, how can we help? What keeps coming up? What keeps coming up? Do one thing you've been avoiding. Do one thing you've been avoiding. Who did you compare yourself to most often as a teen? So Spirit wants this person to ask yourself, these could be journal prompts, these can be questions that you ask yourself. Questions are so important. We made a episode on Spirit News called Who Am I versus Who Am I to Become? And it has a great segment about questions. Questions are so important because questions help you self-actualize. They help, when you ask yourself a question, you are becoming aware of your own actions. And once you become aware, you can change them. But you can't change them if you're not aware of them, and you cannot be aware of them if you're not asking questions. So what keeps coming up? I think what keeps coming up for this person is the need for validation outside of themselves. They need other people they have to trick other people into believing they're some kind of false, powerful spiritualist in order to receive love. And that's not true. So I think that's something that keeps coming up for them. Do one thing you've been avoiding. The prayer talked about false truths. This person's living a lie. They're avoiding the fact that they're lying. They've believed their own lie for so long that they cannot detach themselves from the lie. They are the lie now, but it still makes it a lie. Just because they're attached to the lie, they believe the lie does not make it stop being a lie. Okay. So the one thing they've been avoiding is the fact that they're living a lie. They've created some false identity based on them being a shaman who's in a reincarnated version of their chieftain ancestor who gets visions, but that's not true because they don't have one intuitive bone in their body because they don't have a clear field. They have addictions and they have aggression and they have anger problems. That's not a shaman. The people around them have been avoiding the fact that they are not showing them through the way they're living that they are this shaman of the community. They're not showing them through the way they're living their life. This person's not living the life of a divine being who's connected with divine energy, and that's what they're avoiding. They need to be honest with themselves and say, this guy is not telling the truth. Just like the song says, he ain't a man, sure as hell ain't honest. Who did you compare yourself to most often as a teen and why? This person has started a silent competition with somebody who has actually done the work, who's actually healed and cleared their field and is a divine conduit, who's a healer, who's a shaman, who has ancestors that speak to them. Anybody can speak to their ancestors, but you have to clear your field so you match divine energy. It's not about speaking to any spirit. You can speak to any spirit at any level you're at. You have to clear your field of emotional trauma and past pain in order to clear your field so you match divine frequency, because Holy Divine Spirit is non-physical and they are pure positive energy. They can't come all the way down to low energy if you're not a clear conduit for them to connect with you. You'll not receive them. You'll receive things that match you now, which is low and astral entities. So this person's compared themselves at where they are now to somebody who used to be there, because we all start there. Hi, Emery. And somebody who's surpassed them frequentially, okay? And it doesn't mean that they're better than them or, whatever they think. It's not a competition. It's not a competition. Everybody's going to be at different levels. And this is another reason why you need to know energy so you can commune with your spirit guides and they can tell you, well, you got some karmic debt to pay off because this one lifetime you were a sorcerer and you kind of did, messed up things to people. So you kind of have to deal with that. And then once that's clear, then you'll be a little more clear. You'll be at another level. And, the levels aren't big steps. It's there's 1 through 12 dimensions and then there's little slices of levels in between. So, you're not taking these big leaps and bounds. You're literally here to elevate slowly. Slowly. It's not a race. It's not a race. It's not a competition, okay? I'm not laughing. I'm just when did you feel like you belonged? Oh, see, if we get a higher perspective of this linear view, this person wanted to belong to something. They wanted to be a part of something. They wanted to feel connection. Isn't that what it all comes down to? Feeling like you belong to a group, like you're loved, like you're understood. That's all what it comes down to. But you cannot, there will be nobody on this earth except for your spirit guides and angels and ancestors that will understand you until you understand yourself. And spirit said soul. You have to understand your soul's journey, not your earthly journey. Your soul has a journey, and the way you find that is by healing. This person has a father wound. This person has a father wound that took away their confidence. What have you built your confidence on? They don't have any confidence because they never felt like they belonged somewhere. They always felt like the odd one out. They felt like no one understood them. Their father could have possibly made them feel like they're, like a weirdo or like not good enough, or whatever. It doesn't make it true just because your father's projecting that onto you, okay? I love you so much. I hope this helps.